Hello, people. Today, let us talk a bit about thieves. And, like, I know that this is a bit of a very odd topic to speak about on this rainy day. So, it has been raining for the last one day. Yesterday, it was very less, like, there were just a few drops of rain. I think it had rained later in the night when we were all asleep. And today it is raining extremely heavy and it is very cloudy and also it is very dark. It doesn't feel like it is morning, but let's get with our work. Okay. So, like I always had a lot of opinion on thieves. Okay. Of course, not on robbers, but on thieves. And, like this reminds me of those stories on thugs and robbers and dacoits, and these uh, people, these kind of people, looters, plunderers, and those people that we usually keep away from. So recently, there has been three cases of theft in our neighborhood, and these were at very odd hours in the night, and I mean, there were these incidents where we were noticing that somebody has tried to open our window, and like somebody has tried to open our window. It happened in our apartment as well, and immediately when we checked, it is as if sometimes it takes a lot of time and it creates a noise when we slide our windows open. Somebody had walked around the lock and they had they had opened the window and we were in usually in such a deep sleep that we could not even hear that. Now the thing is that usually when we hear that there is a noise even in our sleep, we get up, but this time none of us in our home could hear, and the window was opened and we were a bit scared. So the thing is, you know I have come to an idea that I mean, see, this is also not the first time that I have seen a theft. Also, like this is another interesting experience that when I went out the next day, and my mother, she reached out to the neighbors, and like somebody from the neighborhood mentioned that these, like there was this noise of somebody walking by in their backyard. And the next morning, they woke up to find that somebody has cut through the glass pane of their window and taken their laptop away. Okay. And of course, like these are scary situations in life. And I hope that we are keeping our important things away from the intruders and these harmful situations, that we keep our things, our loved ones, our people that we love, you know, uh, safe and sound, etc. But also, people, just understand this thing that it is high time that we realize something about even these people. Okay, now let us speak a little bit about these thieves. So, like, have you heard about the word hug or thuggy, or in Bengali it is called thogi? Now, who were these people in the history of probably the world? In this part of the world, they were called Togi, uh, Lutera, etc., etc. But in these people were, and these gangs and groups were everywhere in the world once. Okay, and they would steal things, they would rob things, and they would do bad things, etc. But of course, there was a necessity for um, power, security, money, etc. around these actions. Now, why is it that we feel like, I mean, the video is coming from a very genuine feeling of sorry, sadness that I have, and an extreme sympathy that I have towards these people. Okay. Very recently, there was this news, and I mean, see, there is a lot of sadness in the world. We are probably uh, that there is this GBS breakout, okay, Guillain-Barré issue, probability of it being a serious issue. It is out there. So, an important person of our country was being attacked at their home, and there was this person who was captured. There was a news around it, and there were a lot of you know s- I mean chaos and tension and conversations around it. So first of all, I wish that everybody is safe and sound out there, everybody to whomever this video is reaching. Okay. The other thing is that people, please understand that there are some safety zones in our lives that are unavailable to us when we decide to be lazy and we don't do something that we need to do. Okay, so people, please understand this one fact in life, that we don't always get to be ourselves. I know that this sounds more like a productivity, getting things done video, whereas this could be a informative video on thieves, robbers. Well, this is what it is. It is a video on thieves and robbers, but I still have to go ahead and tell you. Okay, sometimes as I was watching these news on these people, I started to think that who are these people that attack us, that they jump across the building and they kind of, harm us for some good? Are they always doing it for poverty? Not all the time. Okay. Are they always doing it for um, just revenge and being hurtful? Absolutely not. Okay. Nobody, wakes up in the morning. I mean, I'm sure that there are some lazy people who wake up in the morning and get to be revengeful, and their life is probably the most narcissistic and revengeful life that can be. But let us speak a bit about ourselves. Okay, so you know, I mean, when I say ourselves, people in that circle with whom we can have a conversation. Okay, so people, please understand this one very simple thing in life, that like the amount of solution that you have on any problem out there is the amount of work effort, connectivity, and what can I say, glory you put into it. Okay, today if you glorify the wrong things in life, now what do I mean by glorifying the wrong things in life? I mean that, let's say you have painted something that is not so good. Okay, that is a bit sad, and it has a very, what can I say, it has a very offensive image on it, and you glorify it. Why? Because you have done it. You are not in that circle that where we can discuss with you, that like, okay, you have invested time, money, and good things in life to get that circle, and suddenly, I mean, get that circle, I mean, get that painting, and then you have put one image on it which is offensive. Okay, probably it is offensive to me also. Now, when there when there is somebody else, okay, somebody else with whom this is, for example, let's say it is me who has done it, okay, and it is offensive to you, okay, and I am just not ready to get into a discussion. Now please understand, people, that there is this saying, right, that your cup is empty, your cup is full. What does it mean? It means that you are so filled with that emptiness, that hollowness around your ideas, that you are just not ready to understand what is it that we want to speak out to you, okay. So, people, please realize that, we don't always get to be ourselves. What does it mean? Just getting to be ourselves, and the opposite is that getting to be productive, getting to show up. There is a place that requires my presence. I have an identity. The world knows me, right? So this is the thing. This is the opposite of just getting to be yourself, okay? A revengeful person just gets to be themselves, and that is the core of a human being, right? We always run for protection. We always love to stay alone in a zone where our ideas will never be damaged, where our beliefs will never be damaged. And I think this is something that also helps us, or sometimes uh, destroys us from the point of view of religion, okay, of culture, of language, other kind of differences, right? So coming back to the idea of thieves, I might just sit around and think that, what is wrong with the thieves? See, today, if I think from this point of view instead, that, what is wrong with me? Why, like, just let me put myself in their position and think that why is it that they have turned out to be like this? Okay. Now, back then, in those days, we could just be productive. We could just do our things, build a salary, gossip, shoo these people away. But nowadays, we don't even have time to even think, right? In this, like race of life, a lot of things goes out of our zone of care. Okay. Now, what is it that we are losing out on? Okay, we are losing out on putting a little bit of focus on that extremely lazy person in our neighborhood, okay, in our society, in our office, or in our college campus, or in our school, okay. Let's say today you have these people, these friends at school, whom you notice that just they are just not working, okay, and they are in the school. So it like back in my school I had a lot of people. I mean, even in my college, I remember this person, like the she would sleep for hours, and she would just not appear at the examination hall because of her sleep. Okay, she would go out loud about it, that I'm so much into sleep that I don't want to be out there. I like I just hardly could get up from sleep. Now, why is it that important for us to understand that we are being extremely unproductive and sad, and and as a cycle, it gets on into that space where we just don't have any resources. People don't trust us, and I have spoken a lot about it, right, in my other videos. I request you to go ahead and watch them, okay. Let me know your opinion on it. Also, just think that then you have a second conversation with this friend of yours, that okay, you are coming to school or college, but you won't study. So what are your plans? Maybe they have a heightened idea of reality, that I will become this. But then a lot of time goes ahead and you don't see them doing anything in life. Okay? What is it that you can do? maybe after some time it is important to reach out to even to somebody that can help them. Okay, maybe their parents, maybe their sisters, maybe their brothers, and you can just go ahead and help them, and you can just speak up to them that you can just speak up to them and telling that like, okay, um, I will do one thing. I will talk to them, to their parents, and I will tell them that they are this unproductive. They do mistakes on a daily basis, and they just don't care about life anymore. And I don't know where it is going with their career, with anything at all they're up to. Now, why do I think that eventually there are some people to whose ears these ideas fall short? Okay, and like eventually these kind of people, they get to spend life in such a way that looks like privilege for some time, but eventually they get ostracized, their parents get fed up with them, and then they don't get to make a comeback, and they have done such a scary thing with life that they have no other way to life than to constantly feel sorry and yet continuing to do the wrong things in life. Okay, now I was like in a very lost zone when I saw that theft happening, and I saw that there was this you know there was this what can I say, this another neighbor speaking that this person has taken out the laptop, and it makes me feel very scared that like I mean, just think about it. Are they safe? These people who had tried to intrude into these other people's household and like do harm to them, are they safe? So when we do something extremely wrong with our life, do we feel, don't we get scared that like, oh my god, I will not be safe, I will not be that safe after this? Okay, so this is my message to you all out there. I am sure that you are not a thief or a robber or a thug or a dacoit. You are just like me, any other human being out there doing their work. What I feel is that like, don't do something that you are not sure of. Just check. I mean, if you are in an indecisive situation, just check with yourself that what I'm going to do, will that be something that is going to make me safe? So that is the thing. Now, if I mean, I don't want to talk to these people because of course, safety issues, and what it does to our very costly boundaries, right? Boundaries in life are important. Okay, so that like these human beings out there, they wake up probably in the morning and they understand that like, I will steal certain things, and if I get caught, I will be in danger, but I will be so smooth and I will trust in those decisions in my mind that nothing will happen. And this is a, I don't know, I am not an expert at criminal psychology, but I think there is a lot of pressure that is at play with these people all the time. And they they get through life like this, living dangerously. Now, when I think about these people, okay, like suddenly, have you ever heard this that the dogs start to bark at very odd hours at night, and you wake up and you just get alerted that what if, and suddenly you hear that there is somebody and probably a thief. So there are many dangers that these people run into, right? But still they carry on like that. Why? Probably because, see, I mean, I am not the person who points out fingers at others. Okay. I will be very scared to give a job to a person I know that they were thieves. Okay. That they have some criminal record um on their life history. And it will be very scary for anybody out there who will not be uh, able to handle such a sad situation, right? I mean, who likes that, getting into such a legal trauma, getting into the trauma with the authorities, right? But then these people, these thieves, dacoits, and who knows, like, they do this. Now, poverty is a driving issue behind this, okay? But it is not a thing that is always a driving issue. There is always one or the other way out, isn't it? Now, sometimes, like in one of my videos, I mentioned that, let's say you have found yourself in the wrong route in life. You have done some mistake, just come out of it and carry on with life as is. Okay? If you feel that you are that scared of something, just like sit somewhere. Imagine that you are. I mean, just imagine that you have done that wrong thing, and you don't want to be in that space, right? So why do I think that we need to talk more about the thieves? First of all, because of safety issues, okay? I firmly believe that if we raise an awareness that, this is what is happening, and if we start night patrolling, we might be able to front these people, okay? Just digital kind of security, just having locks in the door is not going to help anymore. Okay, now again, as I think about it, I feel very curious, okay, that there are these locks in the door, there are these locks in the window, and still they get to work around. Like, there are so many incidents where you get to hear that, they have uh somehow broken the lock, they have melted the lock, used hairpins to open the lock, used acid to melt the locks and get in. Now, I mean, it is very sad that there are some people, despite all the opportunities out there, despite all the solutions out there for a livelihood, that they get to be like this. Okay. Now, what is it that I think I can do to stop this from happening? Okay. Now, let's say you find that there is this person who is unemployed, okay, and might end up in a very sad, you know, that thing, situation in life. And what will happen is that, like, if you speak to them that, your actions will cause these consequences, they will not be able to move on with life without being, you know, without being in that circle of knowledge. Okay, some people are very ignorant. I understand that, because they have no connection to the internet, because they have no uh, person that can speak to them. No, there is nobody in their life that is wise and caring, and they get in that zone where they have nobody to speak to, no people, and they stay in that zone where they are always hungry, quite literally, hungry for attention, hungry for a proper conversation. So, people, it is, like, maybe, like, forget about thieves, these robbers, these people. Just think about life that, if even today you are this person, okay, who is a bit, not a bit, but a lot laid back, and like, not doing things at all, then what will happen? You will either fall back upon the mercy, the favor, the solutions provided by somebody else, and if you are okay with it, it's fine. But suddenly, just think, what if you stop being okay with it? What if you don't like those things suddenly? You will see an escapism, and all the wrong things in life will start to be okay with it. So this is the thing, people. Also, when I think about these sad human beings out there, those homeless human beings that we are so scared of. I mean, I just want to think that what is it that have made them that way? I mean, there are a lot of reasons behind it, and the solutions are really few. If there is somebody who is that, illiterate, unresourceful, of course, ignorant, then there has to be many other kind of work that we uh, get to, put out for them, and they get to work and they get to produce some kind of economy around it, right? There could be many work. Probably those will be a little mundane work, but work nonetheless. And maybe in that way we might be able to stop these uh, many thieveries, robberies, and all these bad situations. So at the same time, people, we will be able to, like, go out there and help those people that we thought that we could never help. Okay. And maybe do a bit of justice to their mothers. Like, I remember I told you this thing that, uh, I mean, when you think about this thing, that you and I came from just one place, and that is the mother's womb. And you know that makes us an equal, not even if not an equal. See, equality is not something that I want in life. Okay. It will take out competition, it will take out happiness. If I think that, okay, everybody in my class is an equal, okay, it will take out competition, it will take out happiness, it will make me uncheerful. Probably I will fall back in life into that old zone where I had nothing to do and everything is free and available, but of course in my imagination. And I don't even get to notice that I am poor. Why? Because I get to give a thumbs up to that slow life. I get to give a thumbs up to that, those philosophical and unhealthy discussions out there, etc., etc. So there is a lot of ignorance around being productive, being unproductive. Similarly, there is a lot of ignorance around the kind of work I want to do. Okay. And if you are stuck at a place that you don't really think is fulfilling your ideas in life, then you might be becoming very lazy, not so sincere, unhelpful. You might, take shelter in lies, etc. Like, it will create a very toxic workplace as well. Now, the thing is, people, please understand that there are situations in life that we can help, there are situations that we cannot help. Okay, what we can help are things that we are not helping each other with. For example, of course, climate change, right? We are not even in the zone where we get to a discussion. We are not even in the zone where we ask ourselves that, like, have you taken the initiative to go out there, ask your neighbor that how much bill did you pay? How much bill did you pay? Um, how much bill did you pay for your electricity? Okay, you might have an answer that is a bit scary. Okay, because fees, electricity bills are rising. Okay. But then have you ever come across these possible solutions that, okay, like, have you encouraged that same neighbor to speak a bit, that, like, okay, this is the electricity bill, and how about I, like, adjust myself a bit with the AC, not turn on the AC at all for probably this summer, so that our bills are a little low, and like, we have a possible, probably temporary, probably permanent solution for the climate change. Okay. But then again, to think about it, just yesterday I was talking about this situation where I imagine that I am manufacturer of an air conditioning company, and I have employees that I am feeding, and I have employees that I am uh, encouraging, and I have employees that I am uh, taking away from that sloth zone, right, from that lazy zone. And that is super cool, right? That is something that keeps away uh, these situations, where people turn into thieves and sad, and they become robbers, etc. So people, please understand that there are many solutions. Like, imagine that there is this problem, and the solutions has to be a lot of solutions that reach out to the particular problem, and that is the only time when you will be able to see that these things are coming towards an end. Okay, now, sometimes as a child, as a curious person, it feels very interesting, very amusing to look at the homeless people, build stories around them, build sadness around them, talk for hours about them. But when I look at the many other opportunities available, and when I think about the situation of these people, the future of these people, of course, during COVID, like what if another pandemic happens, and what about the weather? What about the many insects and the germs? And of course, such a sad life that happens to them. So, this is a bit sadness that we all are living with unless and until we are coming ahead with a solution. Okay, we can't stop, like later, let's say that there are people who are capable of leading a very respectable life, but then they are also doing things that equates to, like stealing, being a thief. Okay, but then, like these also are situations where we can just put aside what cannot be solved, what will take us back into the zone of argument and sadness and exhaustion, and of course brain drain, and come to a place where, okay, maybe not five people, but two people out of that, even one people, probably not even completely help, just have a proper conversation. Okay, like you are this way, probably quite literally, like, find out, point out these lazy people, make a focus group around yourself, that, like you have been acting very unproductive. Let me tell you that, you can, be a little cheerful. Maybe you need to just focus at work, etc., etc., right? So people, I need to put it out to you that there are also some people who are capable, are affluent, but still they will take away things from others. Okay, now this is something that I am not sure of, just like the issue with climate change, whether I should think of it as a problem or as a solution. If I'm thinking about it as a solution and a help, then it is because I get to be amused about. It is because these people provide free entertainment. They get to be discussion around our, let's say, they get to be a discussion around our, what can I say, dinner table, etc. Those of you, you know, uh, just like me, like to gossip a bit. Anyways, so people just understand that, there are many people who have help with them. They have the time, they have money, they are connected, they are resourceful, but still they will end up in such bad positions in life. And of course, I have met people, okay? This again takes me back to my conversation around savior complex and, the sad truths of life, that I have worked with a lot of people out there, who could be saved, who could be happy and leading a productive life if only they had looked through their decisions, okay? But suddenly you take a wrong decision and you can't help anymore, and you will end up as a thief, really. Now, like, if you are somebody who is in a okay, safe, usual, normal situation in life, let's say you are going to work, let's say you are, like, probably you have a job, probably you have a home, a family to take care of, probably you manage a shop, something like that. And, like, suddenly you get a bit deviated and you take such rough decisions with life that you can't like think through. Why? Probably you were influenced. Now, these kind of heroism, this kind of um what can I say, this kind of what is that word, extreme courage, okay, is not something that you should be living with. Okay, extreme courage is a thing that will keep you in that very toxic space of always being courageous. Okay, like like if you are always in that zone which is dangerous and sad and ineffective for you, it doesn't let you work, etc. Or maybe it lets you work, it is a very cool and safe zone, and still you are sad and uh, sad and what can I say, I mean unproductive, and you're extremely lonely, then you will end up in a very, very sad zone where you will, one way or the other, reach out for help. And in that way, you will make others a savior. Okay? Like this is a very funny thing that today, if you end up in a sad space and you go for therapy, then the next day there are five people who are providing you with lifestyle advice. Then again, there are a few people who are providing you with some healthcare advice. Then there are some people who are telling you that maybe you can do that work. Maybe I can help you out of it. Maybe you can become my assistant. People who have no real labels in life, no real connection about the market. Okay, they will be meandering around you, and your life will be built around these advisors, these people who are available. And then suddenly these people too will get busy with other opportunities in life. They will become busy around their children, around their far more affluent relatives, and you will be in that zone where you are constantly guessing what is the next thing that life will bring. Okay, instead get to be extremely productive. Okay, today if you find that you have no resources, then do whatever it takes to be resourceful. Okay, probably you can work on your communication, probably you can work on your skills, but don't ever think that if you are surrounded by advisors, therapists, uh, like helpful people, they will constantly be available to help you, or that they will be available to do anything for you at all. Because see, you at the end of the day, you know what is it that needs to be done. You know that you need to be happy, and you know that you need to be able to afford good things. You need to know that like the world has become far more cheerful, productive, happy, and costlier than before. Okay, there are far more opportunities than used to be, and there will be many more opportunities. So, you do not need to worry about all that. What you need to worry is that, like, why am I mentioning this? It is because there are people who get into this zone where they keep on worrying, like, what will happen to these opportunities? What will happen to these things? What will happen to my belief in life? Nothing. You today, if you have certain beliefs in life, tomorrow you will have far more beliefs in life. Because why? Because you have let yourself be. Today, if you believe that staying where you are, that very strong belief, it is like a thing that you have constantly saved from the storms in life, that nothing will happen to you, everything is fine. If you just take that belief ahead, and if you go out a bit in life, then you will develop far more beautiful beliefs, that okay, it is okay to be a bit more vulnerable, it is okay to be a bit more sad, it is okay to be a part of a problem solution thing, it is okay to be a part of a very productive team, and it is a very helpful lesson in life. Now, people, please understand that this kind of life, this kind of associations, this kind uh, of a toxic cycle has also got to do a lot with the idea that the world owes you something, right? So, what do I mean by that? The world owes you something. It is as if all the things exist around you and everything is there to help you out in one way or the other, right? Like you believe that today, if the situation is a little bad, maybe you are stuck in the poverty trap. Tomorrow, you will be, what can I say? If tomorrow the situation will get better. It is as if you are this thing and the situation is this thing, and the situation will look at you, suddenly like focus at you, and it will be merciful towards you and forgive you for something that you have not really done. I mean, use it as a like a kind of a alert that the situation is looking at you and seeing you and noticing that you have not done anything and forgiving you for being lazy, etc. Not because you have not been guilty about something. And then suddenly the situation says that, I am sorry, I am a sorry situation, and I will change myself, and I will turn around and I will tell you that, this is how you can do things, this is how you can uh, focus on things. And probably you have ADHD, probably you have a personality disorder, probably you are delusional, probably you are, let's say, hyper, some health sickness you have. And then it will constantly keep you in that trap where you think of yourself and not you don't think about doing something that will get you out of your house, doing that thing, being helpful. Okay, so there is a very interesting incident that I remember. So my grandmother, my father's mother, she needed help with something, and we got her help. So while leaving, that lady was being very sad. She told me that she has a problem and she can't work, and like where she lives, she's not okay with it, and people from her family have not been that helpful, etc., etc. So eventually, what you do is that you start to, like, what can I say? That you start to think for sure that, these people, they have a problem. Okay, but when you detach a bit, I have, and that day when she was telling this, I gave her a lot of options. That you can do this, you can do that, you can reach out to people like that, you can be helpful in that manner, etc., etc. Then eventually, what they really do is that they create more excuses and they be where they are. Okay, so this person, I told her that, maybe you can um, seek work at the shops around your area. Maybe you can uh, do this and that work. I'm not going to name those many, but and for each and everything, she gave me at least 2 to 3 excuses. And sometimes I wonder that this creates a very sad idea around you. And just imagine people that those who require you for work, any person, let's say you are a part of a group that has 5 people, okay, you require, there is another person who needs you to get something done. Okay, they will hire you and they will get that thing done and they will leave. Okay, and you will be a, and that one person who has been out there will be a part of something. And once you are a part of something, you have some people that can help you with something. You can speak up for yourself, earn money for yourself, afford things. But even then, when you don't want to work, then probably I get the idea that you are okay with the surroundings, okay? That, and I'll tell you one thing, it is really fine to be okay with the surroundings, okay? You can just think of life like this, that I have not been that adjusting, I have not been that honest or kind or true to my surroundings. I've not been helpful. That is why I have so many problems. Whereas probably somewhere in your life you had realized that it was a time to make a massive change. Okay, and the realization was so shocking that you were struck with depression or probably kind of an ecstasy or the idea of not being able to focus on one thing and you kept on delaying and that reality came to be and now you are extremely sad, right? And then because you are sad you are depressed and again you are stuck in that circle, right? You spend one day like that, then this happens, then this happens, then again that thing. Now people, I have to put this thing to you that see, what are the very serious issues out there in life? Okay, for example, climate change. For example, let's say, you know, the uh, things like extreme flood, things like loneliness, things like the poverty trap. Okay, not being able to afford good things in life, not being able to buy something for oneself. So these are the things that are extremely sad and creates a lot of chaos and tension in your world and the world of those around you. Okay, and if you are if see it is okay if you find yourself that you cannot work around these things. Okay, but probably for somebody, see, sometimes it happens to me as well, like I have a lot of things to do and I feel that I just can't, like today I just can't, because there is some sort of sadness in my heart, some sort of uh, thing that I don't like to do, etc., etc. And like these things do happen that you figure out that you won't be able to help much, and you carry on with life. But then again, let's say I am friend with that kind of a person and I decide that no, I will be the one who gets to help, I will be the one who helps. Okay, and I will move ahead with life, creating an opportunity out of that. I will find a group of people, an organization, or create one where I can work with these kind of problems and I will solve these issues one after the other. But then when I reach out to you, because you have been in contact with me, you are my friend, and I want to reach out to you and ask you that will you be able to help me, dear friend? You tell that no. Why? Because long back when you got the opportunity to use your time for these things, you immediately decided that no, you are okay with the problems out there. And like it is so much of a hassle for you to work around it that you don't want to go ahead with life anymore. And like, and suddenly I have no other option than to, what can I say, than to go ahead with life without that friend. Okay, but why is it so? It is because probably I have taken up that responsibility. So these things also happen, people, when you become extremely lazy and supportive towards the economy. Okay, take it upon yourself to come out of the poverty zone, etc., etc. What happens, I'll tell you, that those around you, they are anyways working for good things in life, right? They get to detach from you and they get to jump to possible solutions, and then immediately they get to be so detached, so extremely detached from you, that because of busyness, because of productivity. See, I mean, life is busy. Okay, this is one thing about life. If you are somebody who wants, let's say you have a home, you have a few plans, you have a what can I say, you have a kitchen. There are things like you wake up, do things, get things done, and change the way you think of life, etc., etc. So, if these things are there, then like You have to be in a circle of maintenance, right? Now, what is a circle of maintenance? The circle of maintenance is that you figure out that, okay, these are the things that you need to do. You have these people that you need to talk to regarding the issue, and then you get to jump to that solution, and then you need to go back into that circle of productivity. Okay, but if you don't do these things, then you will be where you are, and you will probably be in a situation where you will seek help once again. Okay, you will seek help once again, and you will be the mm, I mean, it depends. Like, if you don't feel that there is a problem with it, then it is absolutely fine that you want to seek help once again. You want to go out there once again, and suddenly you feel like, I wish I had these opportunities long back. This will happen. Okay, our world is an open world, that is true. Then suddenly you will realize that you don't want to be a part of this world, and start with regrets, you end with regrets. So, this is what it is. Now now being connect, this is another thing that we need to, like, I have seen this uh, very traumatizing situation in life where people who have fallen back in life, they reach out to their more successful peers, relatives, friends, and then they say that, like, we need to be connected, and you'd hardly have time for me. This is something that has bothered me for a very long time, and I realized that yes, it is sometimes, it's sad that we hardly had time for those people anymore. But then this is also true that we hardly have any time for our older selves, right? I mean, our past selves, how we used to be. Probably we had a very, very different kind of a hobby that used to take a lot of our time, and we don't have time for it anymore. Okay, these things are real. So, however sad it is also true if you think about it from the point of view of their parents and the safety of those families that they're maintaining, that they cannot afford to lose in life. They need to be attached to one organization or the other, and feel happy about who they are, right? So that they have acceptance from the society, so that they have connectivity from the society, and love and togetherness. Okay, so these are the things that we can continue to do, like, getting things done, focusing on a to-do list, and maybe also, like, because this video was all about thieves, robbers, looters. Like, instead of just seeing at a person who you think might be extremely sad and will end up in an unhealthy zone in life, if you have that one friend who is a complete loiterer, if you have that one friend who keeps on gossiping for hours long and just doesn't care, if you have that one friend who is so unempathetic that it is a very sad to even have a proper conversation with them, you need to speak to them that, if you turn out to be like this, then we will be out of help very soon. Okay, so this is what it is, my people. I wanted to put it out to you that life happens, calamities, uh, cultural crisis, religious crisis, political crisis, health crisis will be a reality. But you need to work very smoothly to attain success and connectivity and resourcefulness. Okay. Otherwise, probably, I mean, not even probably, for sure, you will be in a very serious productivity trap. Okay, I mean, productivity trap, no, but a poverty trap. Now, poverty trap, are they helpful? Let us know. I will soon make a video on poverty traps and how you can end up in one, how to get out of one, and what is it that you need to do. Okay, stay tuned, listen to my videos, share your opinion on it, stay connected.